Hey guys.
Hey.
Back again with another episode.
Yes. And today we have a guest.
Yay.
Queenna, our first guest since we've been on video.
Yes.
So let me introduce you. So here we have the real Don Dada.
I'm crying.
My personal hairstylist.
Yes.
Derm's favorite hairstylist. The baddest in the game.
Hey.
Real Ghanaian queen.
Right? Yep.
Yes.
Mhm. Yep.
So how are you guys today?
We're good.
We're good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
sick,
good too?
but
Yeah?
I'm really sick.
Are you excited to
actually.
be here, Queenna?
I am. I'm excited for your questions.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'm ready.
I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
Queen and I always have a lot of conversations while she's doing my hair. And
Yeah.
I feel like she thinks I'm crazy and I think she's crazy.
Yep.
So today we're going to see who's the crazy one.
I'm crying. Maybe we're both sane in our own worlds, you know?
Yeah.
But how have your guys' week been so far?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. Work was busy, so
Mhm.
That's good.
yeah.
Do people get their hair done during the week?
They do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Really?
They do, yeah. Also too because of the Wednesday special that I have.
Mhm.
Most of my client like book the
Mm.
Wednesday, yeah. And then there's like workers who like finish work around like 3 or like 2 who
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. I'm sure people that
They
work
do.
from home will book those days.
And they be in with their
slots.
laptops
Yeah.
with the charger. I'm like, oh
I
my
swear I
God.
did that once at your.
I don't
I think we
remember. Most of my
did.
clients do it. I don't even care at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah. I'm like,
Wait,
yeah, you can
Queenna,
bring
plug your
laptop.
social media. What am I saying?
Oh, don't kill me. So Queens_hair.
You have to spell it for the
hair.
people.
Okay, QWEENS.HAIR. Queen's hair.
Mhm.
For the personal, I don't even remember my personal. You know,
You'll find the
Yeah.
personal from the professional
From
page.
the-
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
it's pretty much. Yeah.
What about your week?
I've been sick, so
How
it
did that
hasn't been that
happen?
great. I don't know.
Oh.
Honestly, I work with kids. They're always sneezing in
Yeah,
my
they're
face.
nasty.
Literally sneezing in my face, coughing on their hands, touching my face. So
Oh. You like kids?
yeah. 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 I mean, I like what I do.
Right.
I think you
I like what
kids.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you like
Yeah.
kids?
Do I like kids? I love kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love kids, just not my own.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have kids?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I was
like,
like,
I
wait,
love
what?
them. Like I love kids.
You love like
Just
they're not yours.
I love
Yeah,
that
the
they're
ones
not
that-
mine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll come
Don't
back
start.
to that.
Don't start.
I'm screaming.
We'll come back to
Don't
that.
start.
I'm screaming. How's your week
Yeah.
been?
Honestly, I feel a bit discombobulated. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was gonna text you. I got a new research
Disclaimer
supervisor.
before we continue. English is not my first or my second
Oh,
language.
I did not
so-
know that.
Yeah, it's not. So just in
Wait, what other
case.
languages do you speak?
So my first language is Ga. It's a local language, and then the
Okay.
second one I picked up is Tree,
Oh,
which is
okay.
also a local language. Third is
You know
the
what I was
English.
thinking too? Remember how when we first started the podcast, I used to do the tree lessons?
Yeah.
This is the
You
real
did?
tree. This is the real tree
Oh
master.
my god, I'm a Ga master.
I
The
know,
tree-
but your tree is
the
better
tree
than mine
people
for sure.
colonized me. I had to learn Tree in Canada.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
showed.
not
You
as
told
great.
me.
Yeah,
But it's definitely better than mine.
Uh,
It's
I
definitely.
can
my
teach you a word
gosh.
too. Don't worry.
No, teach Deja. Teach her
Deja,
something.
you
Deja,
wanna
what do you
speak
want to know?
Tree?
sure.
You don't want to speak patois?
What?
You can't speak. Eh?
No, I can't.
Okay, so we'll go with the Tree. You have
Yeah.
to say. You have to know what to
Etse.
say.
No, what do
I-
you say?
Hey, yeah, that's
Hey.
close. That was close. That was close.
Deja,
that
what
was
else do you
close.
remember?
That's it.
It's the same.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you Ga.
Okay, yes, teach her
Ga?
that.
So-
Inclusivity.
and both of you, I'm gonna teach you
Okay.
Ga.
Okay.
So to say how are you,
Yeah.
and guys, te or your turn.
Te oyate.
Yes, your turn.
You're still one more time.
Te
Yeah.
or your turn.
Te ayote.
That's close. Te or
Okay.
your turn.
Okay.
And then you respond in your jogba.
What does that mean?
What? Say it again.
In your jogba.
Inojoba.
In your jogba.
Inojoba.
In? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ojogba.
Ojoba.
That means I'm doing great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
In
it.
yeah ojoba.
In your jogba.
Inojoba.
Do your thing.
Toyote.
I'm asking you to do your
Okay.
But yeah, that was we'll start off slow. That was a good
Is there
lesson.
any like similarities between Ga and Chi, or not
Zero.
really? Zero.
Zero.
Okay.
I would say if
Really?
anything, we're closer
Because you guys
to
are not Akans.
no.
You guys are what?
We're gans.
So Ga is
So
just
it's
its
a
own
gan,
thing.
it's a gan and a god dung base.
Okay. Okay.
So our language is closer to the god dung base.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the tree will be more closer to the
Fante.
fanti.
Yeah,
The
because
yeah,
Fantes are Akans too.
they are cans.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're the ones that sold us to the. Yeah.
Hey,
But
don't
yeah,
come and
we
start your
won't-
propaganda.
the truth, not the propaganda. But
So
yeah,
wait, you were not born here.
I was not born here
Oh,
or
you're born
raised
in
here.
Ghana.
I was born and raised in Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came here when I was 15.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That old?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I
Okay.
remember Queenna from back in the day.
Yeah.
She's so different.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, I was like the freshie from Africa.
Yeah, wow. I don't know why I assumed like early
Most
on.
people assume that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're fully integrated, like westernized
I wouldn't say I'm westernized.
at all?
Maybe like
How much percent?
the fact that like I stay here, like
Of
I live
course.
here,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like I would say 20%
Mm-hmm.
westernized. Because it's something that I can recognize and just be like, hey, no, like I don't want to be this way, or like let me not be. You get what I'm saying? But I would say I'm getting into the core.
Mhm.
I would.
So when
I
you
would.
go back to Ghana, do they treat you like you're Canadian, or do they tell you, hey, like you're moving like you're this or that?
No, I blend in so well. The only people that can tell that I'm not like from, or like they can tell
You've
that
been gone for a
I've been
while.
gone for a while, or like the sellers like
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
streets, or like because it's like they can like smell you from afar.
They can smell you.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
crazy, but my family, friends, I talk to them. I speak Chi and
No,
Ga.
of course, but your
Mhm.
family friends are going to see you for who you are. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, like, when you go out and interact with other people, do you think they could tell?
100%.
Yeah.
Because even when I speak the local language, sometimes the English comes out, and then like the accent will like just so
Mhm.
they could and even the way you dress too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I
The way
have
you even carry
tattoos,
yourself.
piercings, all of that. Like a
Yeah.
typical Ghanaian
They
in
don't
Ghana
really
is
have,
not
yeah.
really exactly. So
Mm.
yeah, there's that.
So, I know that you went to school for. I forget what you went to school for.
Occupational health and safety.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you have your
nice.
degree in occupational health and safety.
Correct.
So how did you go from that to being a hairstylist?
Yes, do tell, please.
How did I go from a degree to a skill? So it was more while I was in school, I knew I didn't want to be in school. I feel like I did that for like my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And like while I was there and doing school or whatever, like I was still trying to figure out
what you want to do.
what I want to do.
Mhm.
And my hair and makeup was always done, like to go to school. Even I worked at McDonald's. Just to go to McDonald's to work, my hair and makeup was always. So like it was more of like, oh, who did your hair? Like where did you get your hair? Who did your makeup? Like throughout my whole uni. So I just got to a point where I was like, bro, like instead of me plugging people in and telling them where I got my stuff, I could be, supplying it to them, and they could be buying it from me.
For sure.
So I started hustling with like doing hair on the side. So
This is while you're still in school, right?
this was while I was still in school. So I had uni, and then I had McDonald's for full time, and then I would do the hair when I had like
That's a lot.
free time. Right.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I graduated right before the pandemic, but it kind of like hit us, so I couldn't graduate. I was able to graduate, but we couldn't get like the ceremony whatsoever. But after I got my degree, like I started applying to jobs, and it felt like I was begging
Yeah.
to get a job. And like the people that would even respond to you, it's like they want people with experience. And it's like, how am I gonna get the experience
if you don't give me
hire
the
me?
experience?
Yeah. If you don't give me the opportunity.
So I was like, okay. And then my job, McDonald's, like I could see that like they wanted to keep me there. And for me,
they don't want you to progress.
I wouldn't say they didn't want me to progress. They wanted me to progress with them.
In the company.
Like they wanted me to grow with them, and like they had so much belief and faith in me. And I was like, okay. So like I got the manager position. They started to like move me up, and I was like, you know what? Wait a minute. Like if I can do this for these guys, like I can do this for myself. Because what was happening was I was getting scheduled way too many hours over there to the
Mhm.
point where I'll come home and I'm too tired to do the hair. And
To
then
do
I love
hair.
doing hair.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I woke up one day, I texted my boss. She really didn't care about me like that. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm done. Fill my
Yeah.
shifts. Like, yeah. I was like, yeah, just find
Period.
somebody to cover my shift with no clientele, nothing. I
Yeah.
just started doing hair.
Mhm.
So I started making wigs, and people will buy them. It started off of Snapchat, actually, because I didn't
Damn.
really,
Okay.
I didn't really know Snapchat, and then the people I went to school with, like friends
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that's how it started.
Mhm. Did it start off like strong, or did you have to work your way to
So
where
it
you are now?
started off like, again, I'm wearing the wigs, I'm doing the
Yeah.
makeup. So it's like people see it's like, oh, I want this. So, okay, send me your
Mhm.
address. Like I had clients in the
Mm.
States, Dubai, Ghana. Like, yeah, I was shipping hairs. I
Oh.
wasn't installing at all. So
So you're just supplying hair
I
at
was
this
just
point.
making wigs. Like I was buying bundles and
Okay.
making wigs.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh, I
was
didn't
just
know that's how you
doing.
started.
That was how I
Okay.
started.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was shipping. Like most of my clients, I was outside Canada. I didn't have anybody because
Mm.
Canadians. What I noticed was they like installs.
Mhm.
Like they like their hair done.
Mhm.
Whereas like my clientele outside, they want the wig.
The
Like
wig. Yeah.
so
Mhm.
my clients in Canada started asking, yo, like why don't you start like the installs and stuff doing hair? And I'm like, I didn't go to school for a science degree to come do hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my
Yeah.
mom is gonna look at me crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I brought you from Ghana. Like, you're supposed to be a doctor, science, nurse,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened, and I told myself, I'm like, I'm not touching nobody's head unless I know what I'm doing, like as a stylist.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Argente.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I was following him, watching him. I loved how he did hair. So I was like, you know what? Let me take Argente's class.
What?
I wanted to take his class. So I started
Yeah.
planning everything. The pandemic hit.
Yeah.
We got on lockdown. We couldn't get out of the country. So I was like,
Yeah.
So I started looking around, and I found Hair by East House. You guys,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I've seen that she had went to Argente. So I'm like,
Oh, she did?
She did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's sick.
Okay.
I noticed she went to Argente. So I'm like,
She's
if I
Toronto's
can't get
Argente though.
She's Canada's Argente,
Canada,
like
I should
not
say.
just Toronto.
Yeah, I should say.
But I was like, if I can't get to him, I can definitely get to. It was getting to Esther, girl. But I was able to book her.
Busy.
She is good for her though. But I was like, you know what? Like if I go to her, I will be good because she don't use no filters on her work. I'm gonna do I'm gonna learn from literally the best.
Yeah.
She's one person that like she actually loves to do hair, and she's been doing hair
like
since she was little.
She could do it in her sleep.
Yeah, seriously, she's been doing hair
from when like I was a freshie. I always hear, oh, Esther did my hair, Esther did my braids, and I didn't know who Esther was. This was when I was like 18, 19. But yeah, so I went to her, took like the class. After that, it's been up from there. Yeah, because even as soon as people hear that, oh, you went to Esther for your class, it's like if they can't get to Esther, right? So it's I love it because it's literally like who I am, like a part of me. So I just feel like I haven't worked in 3 years. I just do hair.
I mean, you're still working.
I think she's saying she sees it as fun, so to her,
it's like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right, like it's not
it's like you enjoy it so much.
I
doesn't feel like work anymore.
Right. Like that's what it is for me, and I would never have thought that doing hair. And I don't know if this is because like back home doing this type of things is looked down on. Like they don't see it as like, but the passion behind it makes everything.
Yeah.
You know what it is too? I think it's not just back home. I think that it's the older generation. Because I feel like the girls that are doing hair and makeup and nails and lashes, they're making money.
No,
you know what I mean?
Now, I feel like after the pandemic, it's been a lot of like businesses opening up. Before you weren't really seeing. We had to go all the way to the West to get our hair done.
That's true, but they were still making money. I feel like now, because you know what I saw too, for Black History Month, there's this girl that does hair in Ajax. What's her name? Dollhouse. AJ Dollhouse. Right. Yeah. She went to like a high school or something, and she sold them a course. Like there's some little Black girls there, and she was showing them how to install like a wig or whatever, right? And that's so nice. And that's not something that would happen when we were in high school.
No,
they wouldn't see that as a valuable skill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But realistically, like there could be a girl that seen that presentation that's like, you know what, I do
Yeah.
want
I
to do
want to
hair,
do that.
and she would be
Yes,
very
Yeah.
yes.
successful.
I
you
even
know?
think it
Exactly.
should be a course in schools, only
Mhm.
because like that's what we're doing now. Not even just
Mhm.
wigs, frontals, like sew-ins. Because even when you go to
Mhm.
hair
Even
school,
braids
they're not
too.
teaching braids. They don't teach you
Yeah.
how to do these things. And you have a lot of Black women and Black girls who don't know how to take care of their hair or do
Exactly.
their
It's
hair.
true.
You
Very
know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's
Yeah, I think
sad.
it's just a generational thing, because now,
Mhm.
like, especially like you're saying, like your mom's like, I brought you here from Ghana, like you need to be a doctor, a nurse, whatever, whatever.
Right.
Like,
She paid for
Mhm.
my so I got accepted to Durham College for nursing. Like she
Mhm.
paid for my seat. You know how you pay for your seat, whatever. And then I got accepted into Ryerson too, but for occupational health and safety.
Mhm.
mhm.
So she paid for the science one. She was like, "You're gonna have to figure out," because I did the placement and everything, and I'm like, I
Uh-huh.
don't want to be a nurse.
Ghan your
Yeah.
Like
dreams and,
I
and
opted
nursing, like
out,
not everybody has to be a
I
nurse.
or
know.
even a doctor. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mhm.
why?
Mhm.
But yeah, I just did my own thing after I got the degree though. 'Cause
Yeah, you have to get
After
the
you got the
degree
degree,
yeah,
so they
because
take
it's
you
like,
yeah.
seriously.
right.
You
I'm
need
like,
a
you
degree.
wanted a
Yeah.
degree so bad here.
Here
It's
you
sitting in my
go.
closet.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
It's if I could sell that degree, like I literally would.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah,
So actually, I was gonna ask you a question, but it doesn't make sense to ask you that.
I
I
mean,
was
you
gonna ask
can.
you. No, you're gonna be like, girl. I was gonna ask you, would you encourage your future children to go to school, but you don't want to
Girl,
have
I
kids?
feel like you know that. I think you should answer that because you
No.
know what I'm gonna say. I feel
Wait,
like you already
I
know
have
Tell
my
a
the
answer to
people.
question.
that.
I have a question though. So like even though you feel like you're not using like what you learned in your degree, like the material,
Some of
do
it I use.
some of it
I
you
would say.
that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
ask you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
is there some things that you feel like you learned throughout like your university degree that you're now applying to your business?
yeah. I would say yes, like because I did occupational health and safety. Like I know what if a public health inspector was coming in, like I know what they would be expecting. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
all my like everything is like up to
Yes.
par. So
Mm-hmm.
and also too, it's I feel like science incorporates into everything,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what business or what you decide to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what about life in general? Because for me, you know how university programs are more theoretical,
Right.
whereas college programs are more practical, right?
Practical.
So I feel like for me, what I always teach my students too is the point of you being here is to become a critical thinker. Like
Right.
when you see
100%.
something on the news, you're not just gonna take it for what it is. You're gonna think to yourself, like, like, you know what I mean? So do you feel like it helped you to be a critical thinker?
I don't think school helped me to be a critical thinker at all. I feel like school helped me to copy and paste. Like I would just study for my
Copy paste.
exams, and then after the exam, it's like I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was
Yeah.
just going to school to get good grades and pass.
And pass, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't really resonate with me. Like
With
I just felt
yeah.
like I was doing what everybody else was doing.
Yeah, fair.
So, and you can tell it clearly didn't take me anywhere because it's like I went to school and okay,
Yeah.
what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Like
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I hear you still. So what do you think is like the hardest part about having your own business
Hard.
or challenging?
Challenge. I feel like it would be the demand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges that I have because sometimes remember how I said like I don't see it as like a business, but technically it's still a business. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it just gets overwhelming because it's just me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's just because it's a lifestyle, I've made it about me. Like if I'm not there, the business is not there. It's not running.
There. Yeah.
So it's like going on vacation sometimes or like
Mhm.
just taking time
Yeah.
off. Like I get cussed out a lot.
No,
And
this girl tried to go on vacation on my birthday. I was like, can you please stop? Like, please
Yeah.
rebook. Like,
Yeah.
no, so yeah, that's definitely one challenging thing that
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to like help all of these people and like you're like I'm just one person, I can't do this, like come on.
Not as much as I want to help everyone, I
Mhm.
realize that I literally cannot help
Yeah.
everybody, and it's like I have to put me first.
Period.
Like
Yeah.
if I'm okay, my clients will be okay. If I'm
Mhm.
not okay, your hair's not gonna be. You're gonna
Yeah.
cuss me out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So let me take the break when I need to take the break, but when I'm back,
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Period.
so like, okay, you probably have because everybody has, but when you have like a customer that or a client
Mhm.
that is not satisfied with their install,
Mm-hmm.
like how have you dealt with it, and like how would you want them to deal with it? I know, like, would you want them to tell you, like?
So what I do with my clients is every time I'm done your hair, I ask them to get up, take a closer look into the mirror. I ask them, is there anything you want me to fix or do?
Mhm.
Most of the time they have nothing to complain or say. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, can you just fix this? Can you just, but I've never had like a client that wasn't okay and they left and then later on
Message you like, I
message
don't
me
like
and be
this.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
they never message you after the fact?
No, I don't think, because I feel like I solve everything
Like in the moment.
in the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe like I think I had this girl did a quick weave with me, and I think maybe like the next day or 2 days after maybe one of the track or something was coming out, and she had messaged me and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, like come in whenever you can, like, you know, and we'll fix it. Like it's never an issue at all.
Yeah.
I would say I try to avoid conflicts as much as I can, because I work with women. If I fight with women, I'm not, you get what I'm saying? Like I need to make sure you're okay
You're
and
good.
happy
Yeah.
with what you're getting.
So you
Yeah.
appreciate like a vocal
100%
client.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the, like
I'm
speak
screaming.
No,
up.
I'm
I
just
would
like, no, like
encourage you to
me and
speak.
Queen will be there. And I'm like, no, I want this, I want that, and then she'll be like, no, do this, and I'm
Also
like,
too, as you're telling me what you want, I now have to look at you as the stylist,
and
right?
recommend something.
And recommend.
Yeah.
Because sometimes certain head shapes, certain like
yeah.
hairstyles
Like what you
would
want
not.
might not suit you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fair.
And
You know
then-
best.
Right. So
Yeah.
I would always suggest, like, I wouldn't force anybody to do something. It's like, I would say, would you rather, or like, what do you think about this? And
Yeah.
most of the time they'll be like, oh, I trust you. Just do what.
Just
Yeah,
do what
yeah.
you think is
Just do your
best.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think most of my clients trust me, so that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
So I was gonna
That's
ask you
cute.
too, like,
Mhm.
what if you can think of it? What's been your worst experience?
My worst experience with
A client.
a client. Ooh, worst experience. I don't take nothing personal.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to be like a worst experience, I'm thinking,
Has someone not ever paid you before?
no.
No.
I had a client ask me that. I had a client.
No?
I'm like, I've never had to chase a client. I feel like you attract who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
I
saying?
mean, but sometimes people are not nice people, you know?
They are, but sometimes someone will come in like face frowned up, everything, but I give them a minute, you know, like maybe 30 minutes, an hour into their appointment. It's like how are we feeling? You know, like sometimes people are just, they don't know how your energy is.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to see how you come as a person. So you just
Yeah.
have to read people
Yeah.
and just know
Fair.
when to, and not all the time people are having a good day. Sometimes like
Yeah.
people just don't want to talk,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Fair. I'm like that sometimes. I'm
right.
like,
So it's
please.
like, yeah, play the music, you
Yeah.
know, just.
So you never had a, because for me, what I would, okay, because before you used to do hair at your house, right?
Right.
And now you have your own space, like
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But for me, what would be the scariest part of doing any type of service is all of the people coming in and
Coming
out of your
into
house. Because
yeah.
for like me, like my house is like my safe space.
Your
I
safe
don't
space,
like my
yeah.
friends. Like I have friends that I've been with for years. They just start coming to my house. Like
I don't even know where you live.
I don't like people coming to my house. I don't want,
Right.
like, my parents are very precious to me. Like I don't really want you to see them.
100%.
And people have like spirits. Like you don't know what type of
You don't know what
spirits
type of
they're
energy
coming
you're
to your house
home
with, right?
yeah.
So for me, the hardest part would be like different spirits and different people coming in and out of my house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you have to understand too, the type of work that I do, I work with everybody, human beings, spirits, anybody. You get what I'm saying? I feel like for me, the reason why I stopped at home was because my clientele started growing and it was just too much. I don't live by myself. I live with my mom. So it's like sometimes like she'll be in her room the whole day because I'll have clients the whole day. And I kind of started feeling bad. And I just wanted to do more. And I just wanted to get a bigger space. So I was like, you know what? Let me just move. But it's the same thing. Different spirits are gonna come to the suite, the salon, wherever you are. Like people, when you're an open spirit, you attract any and all kinds of people. So I get tested a lot, but it's all about how you control yourself and how you respond back. Because if I come to test you and you fail, you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, like you're getting.
Are you scared of that? Are you scared of becoming like a TikTok? Oh, Toronto
getting
hairstylist
dragged on TikTok,
social media, yeah.
When you say scared, like, what do you mean
Like,
scared?
are you cautious, like, in your interactions? Like, okay. Or do you think about it?
I think about it in a sense that, like, what if I end up on there one day? But it's like, what would make me end up on TikTok one day? It's like, I know
Yeah.
what to not
Yeah.
do
You know how to
to
handle
not, and
yourself. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like a lot of times I'm okay. Like, I avoid that. But then you never know. Like,
You
people, maybe
don't.
after seeing this podcast, someone will be like, let me try her and
Let me
see.
exactly. Yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So when you see like the TikTok things that go viral, like, are you ever like, I kind of see where the hairstylist is coming from?
100%.
Really?
All the
What?
time. I have to see
What?
both sides.
Yeah, I
I have to, like, once
guess.
I hear the client,
Yeah.
I have to hear the stylist.
Yeah.
And not even just in the hair industry, any story at all. You get
That's
into it
true,
with Deja, you come to me,
honestly.
you tell me your side. I want to hear Deja's side before I say anything. Because most of the time, people like
to
we're
over exaggerate.
exactly,
Be
and we're in the
extra.
social media era. People want to do anything
They
for
want
views, like,
attention. Yeah, it's true.
and then when you start getting to the top and like you're known, like, people are
want to
coming.
drag you down.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
so
why
true.
sometimes I'm like, it's okay. Like, I like to be low key, and yet, like, I don't have to be. You get what I'm like? I'm okay. I'm okay. Because the more money, the more problems. That's just how life is.
That's very fair. Yeah.
That's just how it is. But yeah.
So this Deja, I was telling you before, this recent story that is on TikTok of basically this girl, I guess she went to go do her hair, and she said, I guess the hairstylist heater was broken, right?
Heater was broken.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it was very like, it was chilly or whatever, right? So she said she was like shivering or whatever, and like she was cold, and like she asked the girl, like, so the girl ended up like cussing her, saying that like it's out of her control that her heater's broken, and how her body language is like giving bad vibes, and the girl's like, my body language is me shivering, like
I'm cold. Yeah.
Crying, tears.
So yeah, they're basically going back and forth, and then the hairstylist kicked her out, saying that like, you're complaining too much, and obviously my place is not up to your standards.
Yeah.
But the thing,
not kicked her out.
No, she literally said your appointment. I feel bad for the
said
girl.
she wasn't comfortable continuing the appointment. Isn't that what she said? Like,
she said your appointment. Yeah, she said something
like
like that.
Something about like, if you're not comfortable, like, it's,
she didn't say if you're not
leave.
comfortable.
No,
she
didn't?
said your appointment is, I can't continue with
I
this
can't
appointment
continue
or something
and
like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about that story, so I just seen and I just.
I need more context. I feel like, was this during like 2 weeks ago when it was really, really, really
Well,
cold?
it's in the UK, so I don't know what their weather's like.
In the UK, okay.
Yeah.
But
That was in
like,
Toronto.
I feel like if her heater was broken, I feel like when she arrived or before she arrived,
Yeah,
she
like,
could have messaged,
advise
hey
the
babe,
client,
like my honestly, I apologize, my heater's not working. Like, you should bring like an extra sweater or something. If a hairstylist messaged me that, I wouldn't really care.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you pull up and then, but either way, it's not out of your it's out of your control.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like she could have
handled it
accommodated
better.
more, because
A blanket
even the
or
way,
something.
I mean, I don't know how the client was talking to her before she put on the camera.
That's why we shouldn't be talking about
it. But like, while she was recording, like, I kind of
Yeah.
felt bad for the girl, because
she
was being mean to her. Like, she was kind of bullying her still. And then after
what was she saying?
Right.
Just her tone and like her tone, like how she was like,
I feel
saying,
like she was
you
fed
can
up.
leave now, you can leave now. Like,
I wonder what she was saying, the client was saying to her too.
Yeah. You know those people that are like,
they take and take.
I feel like she had just tolerated so much to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. And she probably took it out on the wrong person.
Yeah.
But again, like, she never came out to say anything.
But after this
stylist,
first girl came out, bare people start coming out saying this is how this girl is.
That's how people are. Just like, what was stopping you the first time? Why?
I mean, maybe you felt like she has a lot of followers, right? She's like even the girl doing the video was like, I won't take it from her. Like, she does really good hair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I checked out her page.
Yeah. So like, I feel like maybe, I don't know, but Bear Girls came out saying the same thing, saying that she treats regular clients badly, and like the influencer girls, she treats them better. And I feel like that is her side. I feel like a lot of, even let's just talk about Toronto, a lot of Toronto hairstylists, they treat like the girls with the bare followers way better than regular girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you saying? You don't agree?
I wouldn't know necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Toronto's so big, and again, too, like everyone have their own story and like what happened. And with the whole influencer thing, again, people are leaning more towards like the clout. So it's like whatever can get my followers up, whatever can get me like out there, people are doing that. But me, like as a stylist aside, me as a person, I wouldn't book someone who I feel like, oh, they treat influencers
But how would you
better.
know until you go for
Their
yourself?
socials.
How would you know?
What do you mean, how would I know?
Like, how would you know that they don't, like, if I'm on a...
There's reviews.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not really... You can't just, like, go on Google reviews and look up, like, Queen's hair. Do you know what I mean?
You can.
Period.
But, like, it's not like it's, like, I don't know, McDonald's or something where you can just... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's more, like, word of mouth, like, oh, like...
Your hair looks good, who did it type.
So I just feel like you wouldn't know until you actually go and sit in that person's chair. And even the other way around too, like if somebody says something bad about a hairstylist, you could go and have a great experience.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? So you don't know until you sit in somebody's chair.
Yeah.
An experience for yourself.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I would say that like I've heard a lot about the Toronto hairstylist is the customer service.
Bro.
Right, like besides I
seen this TikTok. I seen this TikTok, and somebody said that hairstylists need to go to communication classes.
No, we do. I feel like McDonald's helped me a lot because that's literally all you do. It's like customer service, problem solving, customer service problem. Like you need to make sure the customer's happy. Someone can come in and say I'm missing 10 Big Macs. You're not questioning them. You're making 10 Big Macs in the back and you're giving it to them. And I feel like if I can do that for someone's business, you best believe I'm doing that to my business. Like,
for sure.
Every client is a celebrity to me. Every client is an influencer. You're going to feel like that once you leave my chair.
For sure.
Right? Like,
I don't feel like a lot of Toronto hairstylists think that way.
Because a lot of people are doing it for the money.
For the money.
Yes. They don't actually like to do hair.
They don't actually like to do hair.
Exactly. And it's not just hair. Like nails, lashes. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. For sure.
A lot of stuff. You know, it's like, oh, this is so much money. How much money do you make a day? How many customers do you get a day? And I'm like, that's what you're thinking about, forgetting that there's slow days. You could be busy for like a week, 2 weeks straight, and then you could be like silence, like no one's looking your way, and you need to be okay with that. But someone who's in it for the money, onto the next. Yeah, what's next? Like they're trying to, they're just trying to make money. It's how I see it.
But I feel like you can kind of tell the girls that are there to make money and the girls that actually like to do
about it. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And I feel like, but you know what? I kind of don't blame them because it's the same way how a lot of us went to school to make money. Like that was the blueprint. Like you go to school, you get your degree, you get a good job, you make money. Yeah. Now there's other blueprints. So people are trying to find, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're trying to find their blueprint. So a lot of people, how many people are actually passionate about their job? It's not everybody.
Which is so sad because like, I see myself doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. That's good.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, how are you going to go to school all these years, spend all these money, like, and then you just get to a point where you don't even know what to do with all of that? Or like some people are in their jobs and they're not really happy, or they don't love what they're doing, or they don't want to do it forever. And it's like, at what point do you decide that, okay, I'm going to live for me? Yeah. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah, what makes me happy. Yeah.
I feel like people don't have that luxury. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
You have to create it for yourself. Nobody's going to give you anything. You know what I mean? Like you have to want it as a person.
You have to want it and you have to have the means to do so. Like me personally, when I think about like what I like to do, like I like to teach. Right. You know what I mean? Like when I little things make me happy. Like if one of my students asks me something and I explain it to them, like one time I after class, like they're all lining up asking me questions, right? And I explained, the way I explain things is very like abstract. So I explained something to one of them, and then the person behind them was like, "Wow, you explained that really well."
Really well.
I was gassed for like 2 weeks, like you know what I mean? Or like sometimes, like one time I'll hear like a client like thinking that I can't hear. They'll be walking out. They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I love her," and like you know, like those things make me happy. Like when I think about my life, I think about like dressing nice as fuck, like with my little briefcase and my red bottoms going to class, like hey class, and be like, oh my god, the professor's so cute, like you know, like that's what makes me happy. But I feel like my parents have put me in a position to be able to even dream that way. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, my undergrad, like my parents paid for my undergrad.
Okay.
So when I finished my undergrad, I didn't have any
anything
debt.
to
So I
pay,
had the
yeah.
option to think, let me go do my master's without thinking
Masters.
about finances, right?
Right.
And then
That's
by the
good.
time I was in grad school, I was getting scholarships,
That's
right?
good.
But if my parents didn't put me in that position,
You have the support.
exactly,
That's
but not
good.
everybody
Yeah,
has that.
100%.
Some people come out of high
100%.
school and they have to think about hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they won't,
100%.
their mind won't even go that far to think, what do I want to do? It's no,
Right.
what can I do?
Sometimes
That will
it's
make you
not
the
that
most money, yeah.
hard
Yeah.
because I didn't know I was gonna do hair. Other people, I feel like other people believed in me more than I
You believe in
even believe.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I woke up one day and my friend had opened an Instagram page for me
For
to just start.
you?
Yes,
Oh, that's a good friend.
like right, Brittany.
That's a great friend.
She's like, yo, I'm tired of you. Like, just start posting hairs
Yeah.
because I would do hair and I just thought it as like on the side, but like now
Yeah.
that I look at it, like that's who I am.
Yeah.
Like that is me,
Yeah.
right?
Shout
So
out to
imagine,
Brittany.
right? Shout out to
Wow.
Brittany.
That's so nice. I love that.
Yeah, I always because I hate answering to people. I hate having to have a boss. Like my mom is enough. Like
Yeah.
my family is enough. You get what I'm
Mom is
saying? Like
enough. I'm screaming.
outside, I'm just like, okay, enough.
Yeah,
is
you want to be your
enough.
own boss.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like from
I
a
feel that.
kid to like up to like 20 something, I was answering to people.
Do you think you've always been business minded? Because for me, like I always say I'm not a business minded person at all. Like even if I want to have a business, I'm so emotional.
Right.
Like if I were to buy something for $1 and sell it for $5, I'll feel so bad. Like I'm too like you know, but like some people like they
Right.
know. So
Yeah.
do you think you've always been that way?
I would say so because from back home, I've been running my mom's business since I was like 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, like I've been hustling. Like from when I was a kid, I always said I want to be a bank manager. Like I just knew I wanted to be around money. Like
Yeah.
I love counting money.
Yeah.
I love counting money. I love working with money. So my mom, she's part of people that writes lottery tickets.
Okay.
So while she's gotten to do that, my twin sisters were in boarding school. So like I would be running the shop and like selling. We had a provision store, like a grocery store where we sell like pretty much everything. So it started from there. I don't think I was really a kid. Like I've always been like a hustling since like I was a baby, like a kid. So that was always in me. That's why I feel like I kind of struggle because it's like, how am I going to have that lifestyle? And then all of a sudden you want me to do science. Like that wasn't a foundation for me growing up at all. Like I have nothing to do with that. Like my whole life has just been finances and just business, trading, because that's what we do back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's fair.
Enough of the business. Let's hop on to the other topics now.
You're like, I'm done talking about this.
Okay.
Wait, I have one more question.
Sure,
Though.
go for it.
What's your advice for someone that wants to transition to full-time working for themselves?
Working for themselves?
Yeah.
Know who you are first.
Okay.
Because what is going to make you want to do that?
Are you asking?
Is it because no? I'm because it's like, do you want to start your own business because you want to make money, or do you think it's easier for you to just deal with yourself? Are you capable of running your own business? What was the foundation you had? Like, if you have no idea how to run a business, you can't just wake up
and like, okay, I want to run a business. Yeah,
it doesn't work that way. So it's know who you are. Once you know who you are, you're gonna know what you want to do, and once you identify that, everything just flows. Yeah, like, yeah.
Okay. So, like I was saying before, we do have a lot of conversations while you're doing my hair. And when we can be like on our way to the club having conversations. So,
because I love to talk about life.
So I feel like, and to be honest, I feel like I kind of seen a shift in your views over the years.
Right.
So when it comes to marriage, kids, all of those things, first share with the people how you feel about those things, and then maybe if you can pinpoint a reason or event as to why you came to that viewpoint.
This is my first time hearing this, guys. So
about me not wanting to get married.
I mean, I don't know what you're about to say, so I'm preparing myself.
Okay, so what was the question again?
So when it comes to marriage, let's start with part 1, then we'll go to the part B. Okay. So how do you feel about marriage and kids and like the lifestyle that most people want?
So I'll talk about marriage first.
Okay.
And then kids.
Okay.
How do I feel about marriage? I don't think it makes sense. in my personal opinion. Because we as human beings, as a collective, we all agree that nothing is permanent. Nothing, like everything is temporary. Like it's gonna come and go.
Yes.
So the idea of marriage is just so silly to me the older I get, because it's like, how do I think, like, me as an individual, I'm now going to be with another individual and swear on a book or a Bible saying that I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life, forever and ever. Like, that is just, no. Yeah. I've never seen it happen. Not with my mom and dad, not with anybody in my family. The marriages are not marrying. You know what I'm saying?
It's not giving marriage.
It's not. And it's like, why are people chasing after something that it's not even a thing?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
What? Like,
it's their idea of
it's an
what
idea. People are
be.
holding on to these ideas, and it's like, realistically, maybe like 1 or 2 marriages, and even that, they're not going to tell you what is really going on in that marriage. But I just feel like we as human beings, how do you evolve when you tie yourself to something? Anything.
Like it's holding you down?
It will be. Because what does marriage tell you? For better or for worse. So even if your partner or whatever is holding you down, you have to be there. You must endure. Is what they tell you. That don't sound crazy to y'all. Like that is like, how do you decide that I'm gonna be with this person for the rest of my life? So that means that, like, even if my feelings change or whatever, I can't do anything about it. I have to shut up because I've swore to somebody that I'm gonna be with you. Yeah. I'm limited now as a human being. I don't know. It's just, but the only time I would support a marriage is if there's a kid involved. Okay. So I feel like it makes sense if people come together to get married and have babies, because it's like you have something that's gonna hold you guys together. So even on days where the love is not there anymore, or like you're tired of that person, it's like
there's like a physical manifestation of like your love there, or whatever.
So mom, dad, kid, cool, perfect, get married, unite, whatever. But even with that, 5-10 years from now, if the mom should feel like, you know what, I can't do this, not with the marriage. If a mom, if a relationship, if you're to decide that, you know what, like, I don't feel this way about this person anymore. Yeah. Because it's everything is feelings, emotions. Yeah. You're not always in the same emotion or feeling all the time. You wake up and change. You wake up a new person every day, I would hope. Yeah. You know, but I feel like we've created this idea that we're forcing ourselves to stick to the point where even if it's not working, we're killing ourselves to do it. And we're not happy inside. You know how many married men are in my DM? And it's like the wife is probably sitting there bragging that, oh, I have a husband, I'm married. But is your husband at home? Yeah. Is your, like, you know what I'm saying? Men have an idea. Men know what I'm saying. For whatever reason, it's the women. Y'all are so delusional to the point where it's like, no, I'm sorry, maybe not you too, but it's like most women, it's like not even just women. It's a human being thing. Everyone wants to own.
No, say what you're saying, because I know where you're going. Because I feel like women do have to take accountability, because we can sit here and say men are trash all day, right?
But we entertain them.
And
we entertain the trash.
Literally, at the end of the day,
just to say we have trash.
Just to say you have trash. Like, and literally, a man could be trash until he's like 40 and wake up and say, I want to get married, and he will have their options.
We'll have so many options. Yeah, it's very true. So what you were saying about, like, you think marriage is okay if there's a child involved. You think having a child's more of a commitment than
it
marriage.
Is a commitment, 100%. Yeah. You brought a kid into this world. You owe that kid something. Yeah. You owe that kid a mom and a dad. You understand what I'm saying? That I agree with. You as a woman, if you're ever gonna get married, in my opinion, I don't think anybody should marry for love.
Period. No, I agree with that too. And I don't think you should marry for love at all.
It don't make sense. I love you. I love you too.
Not for love.
Where's the wedding?
Yeah.
You know, it just
I agree.
No.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with that.
Not just for love.
Not just for love. Yeah. Obviously you love them, but they have to have other things too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But most people are not coming with nothing. Women are not coming with nothing. Men are not coming with nothing. It's like, woohoo, let's get together and get married. Yeah. No.
I don't agree that women are not coming with nothing. I don't agree with that. I feel like a lot of men are not coming with with anything.
It goes both ways, I would say.
I think some women are not coming with.
I don't think the
some
average
things.
woman is coming with nothing.
Let me tell you.
Because a lot of like, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men, the difference between us, a lot of men for like being successful and not being successful is a woman that's there like pushing them to be successful.
But why aren't you pushing yourself?
Put that aside. We're talking about.
How can I put that aside?
No. But that's irrelevant to my point.
Okay.
Because you're saying that women are coming with nothing, right?
Okay.
I'm saying I don't agree with that because I feel like a lot of women push men to do better.
Yeah, but most women are pushing men to do better when they themselves they're not doing better. A man would not listen to you as a woman.
That has nothing to do with my point that women are coming with something.
But you're not coming with anything.
I feel like they are.
You can't come with something when you yourself, you don't have anything.
But I feel like, okay, let's talk about our demographic.
Okay.
Let's talk about Black women.
Okay.
In the GTA, let's say between the ages of like, I don't know, 25, 35.
Okay.
Right? Think of all those, for me personally, all the people that I know, whatever they're deciding to do, whether they're a teacher, they're a nurse, hairstylist, nail tech, whatever, they're doing the best they can in whatever they're for themselves.
Right.
I feel like our generation of Black women specifically, we're doing our best. Whatever we decided to do, we're doing our best. When I think of Black men in the same demographic, I cannot say the same. That's not even me bashing them or whatever. That's me really speaking like statistically. Do you know what I mean?
I can agree with that to a certain extent. I could say that women financially, we're coming with something. We're working on that. But we're not doing the inner work. Accountability plays a
That's
huge.
very true.
You can come with all the money you have, but
so
if you're a terrible person,
things.
no material thing. A man can give you material
things.
things.
Women are more likely to invest in their self-development than men too.
They are. Yeah, I agree with that too.
A woman who's willing to do that will do that with herself first. So when you're doing that to you, right? So while you're doing that, you're attracting these men. You still don't pay attention to these men because a man is gonna come into your life to distract you from whatever you're doing. So once you put yourself up on a pedestal or you decide to do, you just have to keep going. The minute you give in is when the man's like, you know what, like even you don't respect yourself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is.
Yeah. It's like a game.
Why would you pause your life to go and fix someone else's? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Because that's what we've been socialized to do, right?
Yes. But you have to get to a certain point where it's like, is this working for me?
But let me tell you something. You see those type of women, you see how you said you have to put yourself on a pedestal and you can't really like lower yourself to accommodate a man or whatever. Those type of women are,
not just a man, anybody.
Whatever.
Right.
If we're talking about relationships, those type of women are more likely than not single.
Oh,
you will
be lonely.
I have this lady that I work with. When I tell you, she's older. She's probably like late 50s, early 60s. When I tell you, like, she's like a hot girl. Like, she dresses for her age, but you could tell she has her Chanel, she has her this, she has her that. And like, she carries herself well. She always has the nicest perfume. Her hair's always laid. But she doesn't have a man. We'll talk about it and she'll be like, yo, like, she says, like, I have my standards. Nobody met them. That's why I'm by myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's when you create your own world.
Society will see her as unsuccessful because
she wouldn't give a fuck what society.
She doesn't have.
Oh, yeah. She wouldn't give a fuck what society will have to say.
She wouldn't. But I think deep down, you're gonna feel a way like, I didn't. If that's what you want, you are different because you don't want that. Right. But somebody who me,
naturally wants that.
Yes, like me right now, I'm at the point in my life where you guys know me. I love. I believe in fairy tales. Like I definitely.
Why do you believe in fairy tales?
That's me.
No, see, we need to live in reality instead of La La Land.
Listen to me.
Okay.
So, listen, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Hey,
okay?
here we go.
So listen. So I feel like I'm at this point in my life where yes, I do want those things, but I'm not gonna kill myself for those things. I'd rather be by myself.
Why aren't you killing yourself for the things that you want?
I can't propose to myself. I can't date myself. I can't make a man act right. I'm not just gonna be with somebody to say I'm with somebody. Okay. I need, like I said, I believe in fairy tales. So if I'm, and I had a good example of marriage. You know what I mean? So if you're taking me from my parents, you're not gonna take me from my parents to suffer. Like I'm good. I have love. I don't need to leave my house to find love. So unless you're emulating that for me, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? As much as I want those things, I'm at a point where I would rather be by myself and excel in my personal development and my professional academic development than to just be with somebody
But what are
Just
you
to say you're
doing to
with
get those
someone.
things or to attract that person? Like, what are you doing as a person? Because you just said you're not going out of your way to do.
I feel like I've worked a lot. I feel like I've invested a lot in working on myself, getting to know myself better, understand like the patterns that I've done in the past, and like not doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like giving myself grace, because you're not gonna go from night to day in
Yeah.
like one day.
Right.
But like, for example, like the whole celibacy thing, like I was like, okay, I'm not a type of person that could have sex and not feel a way about it or feel
Form an
attached.
attachment. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It clouds your judgment. So I said, you know what? Moving forward, my legs is closed because I'm not. I can't.
Right.
It's too expensive for me. Do you know what I mean? If this was the old me, I would still continue that pattern.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. Like, since I made that decision, I'm not saying like I'm perfect, but I definitely have been disciplined, and you know,
I hear that.
you know what I mean? So
I hear that. But I don't know. I just feel like you're free to do whatever you want to do. You know, as a human being, as long as you're not hurting the next person.
So you said you don't believe in marriage.
No.
So what do you see for yourself, like in terms of like having a partner, or do you want that? Do you want a partner? Like, what is your end goal? Do you
I
have an
wouldn't
end goal?
say there's an end goal because
No.
it's like I'm just here to live.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I see life to be a journey. I'm on a journey. Whoever wants to join my journey, like if I allow you, you're like, feel free.
Yeah.
Just know that you won't come all the way with me to the end because I don't even know where I'm going. You understand what I'm saying?
It's not everybody that you can take with you. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, too.
It's
so
true.
I enjoy moments, and I take people for what they are. Like, once the moment's done. And ended, that's it for me. I move on.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because I'm meeting people every day. Like, new things are happening every day. One chapter closes and next one opens. You know, so I don't have no expectation for anybody.
Yeah. So you don't think there's ever going to be a time where maybe you meet like someone and you're like, I want you to like be in my life.
Why would I want that? No, like
like I want you to be in I want you to like, my life is just easier with you.
With another human being?
Yeah, life is just easier with you. So I think I want you to stay with me for as long as possible. No, you don't. Okay.
I don't. I feel like when I meet people like that, I admire them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it inspires me. It's like, what are you doing for me, or what are you doing to me that makes me feel that way?
Yeah.
So as soon as I identify what that is, now I'm giving it to myself.
Oh.
So whenever you're ready to up and leave, I'm okay. If you decide to still stay, I'm still okay.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So like you'll be hurt when people come into your life and stay, but the minute like you have the expectation that this is my person, I don't believe there's a thing as like my person.
There's my person.
Or no, we're all like
just people.
Yeah. Here to experience like, others. Yeah.
Honestly,
we're just here to live life.
I'll say the only thing, not the only thing, but one of the things that we've talked about that I'm like, you know what, I feel you, maybe not to that extent, is like in terms of like monogamy, like if you say like us being like around 30, right? If you say you're marrying somebody today and by God's grace you live till like 90, like you're only gonna fuck with one person for 60 years. Like, be for real. Like, you're not gonna flirt with anybody. You're not gonna kiss anybody. Like,
you limit yourself.
I just feel like it's I just feel people like it's unrealistic. Like, especially like with the flirting. Like, you can't, like, let's say you meet somebody, your man is like naturally, some people are naturally flirtatious people, right? You met him like that, and then now you guys are together, and you think he's gonna change his whole personality because you got. I just don't think that's realistic. Like, I think you should be. Everybody's different. There's somebody for everybody. Like, there's
nobody for anybody.
You're
on your own.
No, in terms of like, okay, me and you could talk and be like, oh, like Queenna's cool.
Yeah.
Somebody else can meet and be like, I don't really like that girl.
But that's energy.
But yeah, some people, you know, sometimes you just meet somebody, your spirit doesn't take them. Sometimes you meet somebody one day and you never see them again, but you're like, yo, I really like that girl.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
So when it comes to my example, I was saying, like, there will be a woman that is okay with having a man that's flirtatious. It doesn't bother her because she's flirtatious. And then there'll be somebody who's very possessive. But my thing is, people know that about themselves and they will still pursue the guy that's flirtatious because oh, he's cute or he's tall or he's this.
You know why? Because women are manipulative. We're manipulators. Like, we think we can change people. Most of the time it does not necessarily have to be like a negative thing. It could be that you want the best for somebody, so you're just so pushy. Like, you want to do all these things, but you're being manipulative. Let people be who they want to be. If you're seeing things for what it is, why do you think you can change?
If you're not happy, just
who
leave.
do you think you are? Like, and I feel like this is why I feel like most women do these things to themselves, because it's like you come so strong, wanting to change something that you know it isn't, and then when that thing refuses to change, you're hurt, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is too? I feel like there is a shortage. There's a shortage
what?
Of who, what, where?
Of good men. Black men?
Of men?
Of men. Of good black, like, please, like, they're like of normal, sane, like, because a lot of these men are mentally ill, number one.
They are.
No, they're mentally ill. There's
but
something
these same
wrong.
mentally ill men are playing women.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like, how? You can't call men
because they're mentally ill.
So then that means the women are sick. Like, I don't. If a mentally ill person can break your heart, what does that make you? Like, let's not laugh.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My point is,
that's why they can hurt you, because they are mentally ill.
So why are you going close to why are you trying to meet at a level with a mentally ill person that you've diagnosed? You know this person is sick, but it's like, oh, you know what? Let me just, no.
I think, okay, but the thing, all jokes aside, I feel like me now, I think there's a lot of things that I could identify, but it's based on experience.
100%.
When I was like younger, in my earlier 20s, there's a lot of experiences I had that could never happen to me now. But why? Because I had that experience.
Exactly.
Right? And even like when it comes to compatibility, I feel like in the past I've tried to force things. Why? Because, oh, he's Ghanaian. Oh, he's this, he's that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even now, if I do find myself falling in that pattern, I'm able to get myself back way quicker than in the past. But why? Because of that experience. So a lot of women, and some women, like, thankful to God, even though I have trauma, at least I had those experiences when I was younger, to where it wasn't detrimental to
what
my
did
life.
Those experiences teach you?
I think that it taught me, like, to put myself first in a situation, especially as it relates to men, because I feel like I'm naturally a giver, and I feel like men are socialized to be naturally takers. You know what I mean? Even
women too. Your friends could be taking is energy, right? It doesn't have to be even anything physical.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? And I've said this on here, and I think I was saying this to you yesterday. Like, I personally feel that my purpose, what God wants for me, is to be a good friend. Like, I feel like I'm shut up. No. I feel like that is my purpose, like, to be a good friend. And, I feel like the Holy Spirit will tell me, like, yo, this friend needs this, or this friend needs, please, this friend needs this, or this friend needs that. You know what I mean? And I feel like,
you don't think that's your conscience?
Girl, okay, let's not do that.
All right, okay. I'm just trying to. Okay.
So, yeah. So I feel like that's my purpose, and I feel like when you're, like, I naturally, if I see you have a problem, like, I'll naturally be like, oh, I know what to do to fix that. Do you know what I mean? But I had to learn, like, especially when it comes to dating, first of all, you can't do that so early. You know what I mean? Because then you're establishing a dynamic where you're giving.
But isn't that who you are? So would you say you're changing yourself?
No, I'm not changing myself. I'm changing who I give it to. It's not everybody that you come into contact with that has to see your heart. Like, you know me.
I agree with that.
Like, I'm living my life according to the Bible. So even the Bible said, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it, right? So even though the Bible says, like, love yourself like you love your neighbor and whatever, and turn the other cheek, it also says, like, yo, protect yourself. You can't just be going and willy-nilly giving everybody your energy and showing everybody your heart. It's not everybody that has to see that, right?
At the end of the day, it all boils down to, what are you looking for? Like, what are you looking for in this life? Really and truly, what are we looking for?
How does that relate to what I'm saying?
In terms of, like, for you to have anybody in your life or not have anybody in your life, everyone is in your life for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want someone in your life, it's like, for what? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I want to know.
Like in general or like specifically?
In general. Like, what are you looking for?
I don't think.
Let's start with Deja.
What am I looking for in terms of what?
Like in life.
I
Like,
just want to be at peace and be happy. And whatever
with yourself or like with another person?
With myself first, because I feel like having peace with myself will allow me to have peace with others.
Right.
But whatever that entails, like whatever comes from me being at peace with myself is what I'll have. You know what I mean? So if I'm at peace with myself and me being at peace with myself attracts a partner,
right,
then that's what it is.
Right.
And then that could attract a family. You know, then that could be the case. But you know, like, I don't know, just being at peace and being happy. I think that's what I want for myself.
Yeah. What about you?
I think for me, I want the same that, but I want like everybody around me to also have that.
That's your problem.
Why?
You don't think about yourself. Like,
I do think
it's
about
great
myself.
to think about like the people around you, but is it the same?
I think it's good to think about people around you for sure, but you can't like
you can't make sure that
you
everybody
can do to make people being at peace with themselves. You know,
that's true, but that's what I want. Like, I want everybody around me to be good. Like, that's.
But is it going to be okay if they're not?
So people can even start pretending to be good around you now because they know that, oh, if I'm around T, like I have to be good because if not, T is gonna want to like figure out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. But like, you're asking me what I want, so I'm telling you.
No, but is it okay if they're not okay? Like, if the people around you are not good or are not.
What do you mean by is it okay? Like, is it gonna ruin my life?
Yeah. Like, are you gonna be upset about that?
Well,
are you not going to be at peace because other people are not at peace?
Not necessarily, but like it would. I'm not heartless, so like let's say you're my friend. So if I'm having a great day, and let's say I don't know, let's say I won the lottery or something, and then you come to me and tell me like something horrible has happened. That doesn't negate the fact that I won the lottery, but I'm also gonna feel you. Like I'm gonna have empathy towards you because you're my friend and I care about you. Do you know what I mean? Like you.
Sorry to cut you off, but do you think you do these things because you want it reciprocated, like done to you as well?
So I think in the past, definitely I've been a people pleaser and I've been like, oh, not even so much reciprocation, like, oh, I did that. Right. You know what I mean? So what I had to, and this is a part of me growing and learning about myself. Right. I had to ask myself, because I found myself resenting people a lot. Like, I'm doing something for you. You're not, the thank you that you're giving is not really giving. And then also you never do anything for me. And I found myself resenting people a lot and internalizing that. So I had to ask myself, okay, T, like when you're doing this for the person, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? So now when I'm doing something for somebody, I make sure I'm doing it from my heart. From the goodness of your heart. Like if I'm like before, let's say I'm giving you a birthday present and I can afford 20, right? I'd be like, let me just give them 50. And then when their thank you is not thank you, I'm like, what the fuck? I even gave them more, $30 more. So now it's like, bro, if my heart and my spirit's telling me give 20, I'm giving 20. Period. Yeah. No, you know 100%. What I mean? So that's something, definitely something that I've unlearned. Okay. Because you know, it's only you that's gonna be. Right. Because that person doesn't even know that the 20 was your last. Right. So you can't expect them to, you know what I mean?
People don't.
Yeah. But in general, like, also, I know you guys are just going to say it's not about me, but for me, what I want out of life is I always want better for the next generation. Like, us sitting here having this conversation.
Why do you care about the next generation?
Listen to me.
Why do you care about
if somebody didn't care about you, listen to me.
Okay.
Follow me.
I'm following.
Us sitting here having this conversation, right? This is not something that my mom would do, that your mom would do. Like, even like, yes, we have a difference of opinion, but I still listen to you and I still respect your opinion. I'm sure you do mine as well, 100%. Right? I feel like the older generation is very one way, one track mind, like you know what I mean? Like they don't give way for other people's opinions and outlooks on life.
It's like what they say must go.
Exactly. So like I feel like we are unlearning a lot of things. 100%. The fact that we're even sitting here saying, well, how did you invest in yourself to be a better person? Like I said, this is not a conversation that the older generation will have, right? But us, we've seen not the bad, but like the wrong things that our parents did. And we said, you know what? I don't want that for myself. I want to do something better. So for me, I think of like when I think of my future and all of those things, I want to be the best me that I can be. I want to fulfill my destiny, whatever God has for me, so that my kids could do even better. Because like I said, when it comes to my education and stuff like that, I could even think this far because of the opportunities that my parents created for me. If I had different parents, I don't know if I would be.
You wouldn't know.
I don't. That's what I said. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But fortunately, I did have these parents, and this is where I am today. Okay. You know, so I just think that, like, for me, I think our job is like, with each new generation, it has to be better. We can't stay in the same place. We have to keep progressing. Like you said, nothing's forever. We're not going to be here forever. We can only, whatever time we have here is what we have here. We don't know. So whilst you're here, I feel like it's your job to make it better for the next generation, whether you have kids or not.
I would agree if you have kids. I wouldn't, like, for me, because I've told myself I don't want to have kids, like, I'm not like, tied to anything.
Like, no. Okay.
No. Okay. Like, I'm not, like, once I leave here, I'm gone. Like, I'm going with my legacy, whatever it is. Like, there's no like.
But somebody who's not your sister or your child, can look
like
at your legacy and say, I want to do that, but better. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Cousins.
What about them?
Like, you could leave something for them to follow through with you.
Follow through. They're gonna have a mind of their own. They're gonna do.
I know, but you could leave.
They don't have
something.
To do the same thing as
it doesn't.
Yeah, but
they
while
don't have
I'm
to
here,
be like a hairstylist, but maybe like starting a business. You know, learning the ropes that you went through.
They're gonna be their own person. I'm gonna live my life how I want to live it, and anybody who wants to be living like how I'm living is just gonna watch.
Basically, you're saying you're not having that in your mind to.
I don't have no responsibilities here on earth. Is what I'm saying.
So you're not intentionally trying to like give back to the generation, but you're seeing whoever notices
I'm
what
giving
you're
back
doing.
What me being here physically, I'm giving back. Once I'm dead, I'm dead. Once I'm gone, that's it. There's no more Queenna.
Yeah.
Queenna doesn't exist. Whatever Queenna left behind, for who?
You don't know who's going to be touched.
Why do I care? Why would I? I'm dead.
Like, for example, on this podcast and the views that you're sharing, you don't know who's going to relate to it and be like, oh, like, yes.
There's somebody who thinks like me.
Who thinks like me. Like, oh, I'm so happy. Like, that's leaving something behind to someone else.
While I'm alive.
Yeah, while you're alive.
Yeah. But you're saying, like, when I die, like, do I care to leave?
No, I just mean, like, say the person that resonates with what you said is, like, I don't know, 11.
Okay.
Like, likely, based on your age, you're going to die first, right? So then you're leaving on what your views are with them.
They're gonna see this video and they're gonna take whatever they need from this video that they're seeing. Right. While I'm alive and I'm saying what I need to say.
Yeah.
Are we on the same?
I think so.
Yeah. Did I answer the question? Or do you want to?
I don't think, because of your mindset, I don't think you could answer the question, because we're coming from an angle that you don't agree with. You understand what I'm saying?
I would say that, because I just feel like we don't know what we're doing here. So it's like, who are you to die and think you're leaving something for somebody to come and do what with it? We're all creators. We're all coming here to do our own thing. You understand what I'm saying? The only minute I would say you have to leave something for somebody is when you have kids. Because now when you die, like, you're not really dead. You have obligations to this earth. Like, you have responsibilities, dead or alive. So that's my say. I don't like suffering. I don't like suffering. So it's just, I just like to think about myself. When I can help people, I help them in the moment. Once the moment is done, Queenna is not there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everything is the moment for me. If I'm dead, I'm dead. When I die, everybody should celebrate. Nobody should cry. I always say this. Celebrate. I've lived life. I'm very happy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But what's going to happen after that? After I die, we'll worry about that when I get there. Right.
Okay. That's fair. I do think that you'll be leaving something behind to people, whether you see it or
who
not.
knows? Maybe the
do
government
feel.
will even seal it before the people get it.
I don't mean like,
But
I don't
that's
mean
what
anything physical. I just mean the way that you think, like your mindset,
100%.
like your character.
I thought you meant like accents or
no,
like
no,
just
no.
okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah, like the person you are. You might leave,
100%.
certain stuff, like certain things to other people.
I feel like who I am takes time and experience because, like you said, like I wasn't always like this.
So how were you before? I want to know.
I was very like, I was doing what everybody else is doing. Like, I was just naive.
Yeah.
Like, like I was going to school because they told me to go to school.
Yeah.
Like, I would party on the weekend because that's what we do. Like, you work Monday to Friday, you're tired, you go out to party.
Yeah.
I was just doing things without questioning anything.
Yeah. So then what, like, did you experience something that made you change?
I started questioning life.
Okay. So there wasn't like an experience that you had, like, that you can remember that you were like, okay, no, this is not what I want to do anymore.
I think it came with life. Like, I just feel like everything, I don't know. Maybe like once I started losing like friends that I thought will be there forever, and it started hitting me like, bitch, you're in this by yourself. Like, it's just you. Also, too, like, I'm not gonna go in too much on my family, but like, even in my family, it's still like just me, right? So I feel like reality hit me one day, and it was just like, girl, like, look around you. Everyone's gonna come and go. What are you holding on to? Like, what are you expecting from people? Like, question stuff. Because growing up, when I was to question, it was like, shut up, you don't need to know this, or like, oh, people don't question this, or like,
you weren't allowed to question.
I wasn't allowed to question, and I was always the stubborn kid or like the disrespectful kid because I won't shut up. Like, I want to know why. You want me to sit down? Why do you want me to sit down? You want me to do something? Like, why? And then the more I find the why, the more I'm like, this shit don't make sense.
It doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
A lot of stuff that we do really don't make sense. We're just doing it because
everyone
why am I
else
paying
is
for
doing
parking?
it. Yeah.
Till this day.
No, I don't understand that either.
Who owns the ground?
It's true. It's true.
Who owns the ground?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But we've normalized it.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. My building, we weren't paying for parking. And I literally, like, I watched it happen.
Yeah.
New people took over, all of a sudden, oh, we're just going to start charging for parking. And all of us birds, we all just started paying for parking. And they increase it whenever they want to. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not questioning stuff. We're just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And it's like, for how long can you go with the flow?
Yes. Yeah. I understand now.
I get you.
For how long can we go with the flow? Because usually when people tell you to do stuff, when you question them and they're uncomfortable, it's not like, like, I can't manipulate her, or like, I can't control her. I can't tell her what to do. Like, she's the type that...
She has her own mind.
Right.
She's going to do her own thing.
Right. Yeah. And in a society like this, you're going to struggle. Because everybody is just going with the flow. And then there's you who want to question her. Like, you're bitch, are you weird? Thinker. Or like, are you... Right. You now become the odd one out. Because you stand out. Like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's... I started questioning. I question everything.
As you should, everything. Honestly.
Like, it has to make sense. Logic. I love logic so much.
Logic over emotion.
Logic. 100%. Yeah. I used to be so emotional. People used to call me mixed up back then. But now that I grow up, I'm like, bro, it's not really being mixed up. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I hear something, and if you're my friend or whatever, like, I feel like you need to know, like, I'm such a problem solver that people don't like to talk about stuff. They're not confrontational. So it's like when they hear that, oh, Queenna said da 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 da, it's not like, oh, but you're a mixed da da da. But you said
that's what you said. Yeah.
Right. It's like that's what you said. And like I'm just saying the truth. And it's like, how am I? But I'm like, you know what? You care too much. Shut up. Yeah. That's what I told myself. Yeah. I start pulling myself away from people. You get what I'm saying? Because if you think that I'm that way, then it's just how you see me. So now it's like, I'm in my own world where I can do anything that I want, whatever that I want. Nobody's in there to judge me because bitch is just me. Yeah, I learned from me and me only and my higher power.
So I have a question for you.
Shoot, let's go.
Do you believe in soul ties?
Soul ties. What is soul ties?
Okay, so I'll say what the general consensus is. I think it's like the idea that like if you...
Idea, okay.
if you have sex, if you have sex with somebody, like you're tied to them in some like a spiritual kind of way. So like, yeah, like if you share your body with somebody, you're tied to them spiritually, whether you guys are actually like together or not.
Hey, wait.
Don't you count it?
So that means I'm sharing my soul with what? What do you mean? Like soul ties, as in like you sleep with somebody, so that person is your person now?
No, I don't think it's necessarily that person is your person. Like I think it's just like you guys are tied. Like
tied in what? Like
spiritually.
Spiritually, you're tied.
I think that's the idea, yeah.
So that means that will only manifest in the spiritual world. In the physical world, we're physical over here. What is the soul tie in the
But you don't think the spiritual
world?
Affects the physical?
Spiritual, whatever happens in the physical happens in the spiritual first.
And there,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you now have to be able to see the spiritual to control what happens in the physical, right? So if you're tying your soul in the spiritual realm, that means you're marrying whoever is on earth with you. That's how I would see soul ties.
What do you see soul ties as?
Because that don't make no sense.
I don't know. I feel like definitely it involves sex and you sharing like a physical type of attachment with someone. And even when, you know, that relationship, whatever the relationship is, attachment ends, there's still that like, you know, maybe I'm like thinking about them, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like,
feelings, emotions.
Yeah, sort of.
Can they be controlled or regulated?
So you know how I was saying like when you have sex with somebody, it clouds your judgment. Like, you know, like even as a woman, like because of society, like if you catch a body or whatever, you're like, oh, like I caught another body. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of women will go back to a guy.
Wait, do you feel like that though?
I used to, but then I found out that it's men use that as like a way to get you. Because guess who they're spending their most money on? Strippers, sluts, and whores. It's facts. That's what men love. But a man would never open his mouth to tell you that.
Yeah.
But anytime you guys have an argument, he will make his way to the strip club. So you having sex with a man, or like, it don't matter how many bodies you have. You as a woman start getting shamed the minute that you start being financially free. So I'm going to touch on this like OnlyFans or like girls that do the sex work a little bit. I feel like the reason why most men are mad at them is not because they're selling sex or they're doing whatever. It's the money that
they're benefiting.
Because who's paying for the OnlyFans? Who's watching?
Yeah, it's mostly men.
Mostly, majority.
For sure.
And they will support it. What a man says he likes is really different from what he actually wants. And that's what women don't understand. You can make yourself the church girl or whatever. We will marry you and sit you home. We will still go outside.
It's very true.
That's just true. What it is.
A lot of the time, especially like
so just live your life.
Community, especially like the Ghanaian Toronto community. A lot of these guys will marry like the girl who's the praise and worship leader or whatever, and you'll see them in tube. You'll see them in the sheesh. You'll see. I think
men are so
they're talking to the girls
smart.
With the bust down and the
life is a game for men, whereas women it's like, oh my god.
Or you know the other MO too. They'll find a bad bitch, a girl that is the bust down, whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll wife her and they say, I actually like girls that have short nails. Yeah. I actually like girls that have this. And then still they'll go to tube and they'll go to the sheesh and they'll go whatever and talk to the same type of girl.
Because it's like for men, there's nothing like settling. It's like life goes on. Why would you settle as a human being? We're here to live life. Like, how do men know this, but women don't know this? Like, women, I know so many women that want to marry and settle down. Hey, you want to marry and settle down. I've never heard a man want that. Even the married men are not settling. They're still out there. They're still searching. They're doing whatever they want to do. And that don't mean that you're going out there to have sex or whatever. But it's like, you can talk to people. You can do whatever you want to do. But women have this notion that the minute I'm married, I'm better than
other women.
Yeah, I don't like
women.
That's the one thing
I've secured the man.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Welcome to slavery. Now you can cook for free, clean for free. Yes.
Yeah, like another person's not gonna complete you.
A man enters a relationship, he's still working on himself.
For sure. We're all still working on
men
ourselves.
are constantly working.
Yeah. The work on yourself is never done.
To you. You don't know what his goal is.
No, I'm saying in general, the work on yourself is in terms of like, like let's put finances aside.
Right.
Like, yourself, like there's new things to learn every day.
Every single day.
I'm learning and learning new things every single day.
I agree. But I feel like the problem we're having is we women, we see the world in a different view perspective, and then men also see it in a different view.
It's true.
If that's the case, women should be in their perspective, in their own world, and men, but
I feel like women are trying to get men to see things our way, but
they do see it. They don't give a fuck.
Realistically,
like men know what to do. They just don't. What's the fun in it?
They'll force themselves to do it for like a girl they want to do it for. But
even that one, it has an expiry date. Because if a next bad bitch comes, bitch up next. Like it's just there's no. Once you settle, it's like okay, you must be old. Because what's the fun?
You must be old.
Yeah, like what is the fun in life?
I think you can have fun, Kate.
You can have fun.
I think
a woman. Remember, you're talking as a woman now, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be with a man, you need to understand how a man thinks, and you have to be okay with all these things.
Like what? So you don't think there's no faithful men?
What is faithful?
Like being like, okay, if you're in a monogamous relationship, you guys have both agreed that it's only us two. We're only gonna have sex with or have an emotional connection with each other. We're building a life. We're building a family.
You believe that person?
No, listen.
When they say that,
I'm asking you, do you think that there's men that actually would adhere to that? Like they've made that commitment and
they're sticking to it.
They're sticking to it.
I've never had any man that has said.
Honestly, I've never seen it either.
I've never seen it.
Like I see, like a faithful man.
Yeah.
Like what is a faithful man?
I've never seen it.
Because if let's say I have a man right now, I'm sitting here with you guys on this podcast.
Yeah.
How will I know what he's doing? Like no, like let's be actually realistic. Like how do you know?
You don't
know. You don't know.
You have to trust it.
You have to trust the person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is that a risk I'm willing to take? No. Like, why am I gonna, like, as I'm sitting, I'm worried, like, I'm concerned. I'm worried, like, what is he doing? Like, that's what happens when you care, when you love. The minute you give a fuck, you're doomed. And there's nothing like the right person. There's nothing like the right person. We're all human beings. I will do some whatever thing to you, and I'll go ask God for forgiveness. I will be good. You're a Christian. That's what you believe, right? That's just what it is. You being a good person, you still have the ability to be a bad person. We're all good and evil people. Live your life.
But you know what? Like, okay, I agree with you in terms of like live your life and you don't know what people are doing. But I agree with you in a different way. So like in terms of, you know how you said once you care for somebody or once you love somebody, like you're doomed?
Yeah.
I get you because you're giving somebody the capacity to hurt you, right? But for me, like, I'm not scared to get hurt because at the end of the day, I've been hurt by a lot of people and I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. Like
that's why I asked, like, what are you
the type of heartbreak that I've experienced? You know, the type of heartbreak where you're like, I don't want to live. Like, oh my God.
I don't know that
like,
one. I would never give my heart to another human being to take care of it.
Listen,
you know
like,
what I'm saying? Like,
you know, like there's heartbreak that you feel that it's
I've
like,
been hurt.
I feel like, listen.
Betrayed, yeah.
Listen, betrayal, heartbreak, whatever. There's people or situations that have hurt you that you're like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, what? But I'm still alive. I'm happy right now. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So for me personally, like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't plan on getting hurt. But I don't live my life in fear of getting hurt. Because when I get hurt, I will be okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
It's life. Right. It's a part of life. Even if all this protecting yourself that you're doing, at the end of the day, you are a human being.
And honestly, everyone's going to hurt you in some capacity.
People will hurt you if you allow them to.
No, but Queenna,
everyone will hurt you. Even your best friend is going to do something to you. I don't have a best friend.
Queenna, listen.
I don't depend. I don't expect anything from anybody. For you to hurt me,
it's not about expectation.
For example, even your mom, she might do something that's gonna hurt your feelings one day. You know,
she's the only person that can hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and but like you've overcome that. When
you don't know that.
Oh, okay,
right. So I'm still, I still have a lot of healing and stuff to do. Like me as a person, I have a lot to work on. So I don't see myself with anybody or anyone wanting to attach. Like, do you know who I am? I have a lot of shit to unpack. And I've just taken it. I can't want to be with another person when I have to do the work. So healing. Go ahead.
So do you feel like once you've done the work and you've unpacked as much as you can, you'll be ready to be with someone else?
So this is a scary thing. Once you start that journey, there's nothing like you're gonna meet somebody else, because you get used to yourself, you get comfortable with yourself to the point where when people come in your space, you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get
that. Because you're just so used to being your
like
own piece, just doing everything for yourself. So it's like you enjoy people, but it's like, damn, like what time are you leaving?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
no, I get it.
And I feel like that's where I struggle, because I have friends that love me so much. Like they want to chill with me, they want to hang around me, but it's like the type of space that I'm in, that's not where you are as an individual. So it's like, yeah, you enjoy me, but do I enjoy being around you? Like I feel like my energy is drained a lot
when you're around other people.
When I'm around people, because I'm mostly the one to, oh, are you okay? Like, let me help. But when I'm alone, I can contain all of this to myself. Like, it's just me.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So imagine me now having a man or like a woman in a relationship. This is going to be every day. You're going to be draining. Mind you, I have clients.
She said, I have work to do.
Mind you, I have like 2-3 people. I'm a therapist at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like life and experiences has just shaped me and just changed a lot of.
I feel like you take on people's energy a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So it's like almost too much for you when a lot of people are around. It's a lot,
because we're here to manipulate
people.
Energy. You can give me a negative energy right now and I can turn to something beautiful.
Yeah. But what if there's a person that comes into your life who is very similar to you in the sense that like they're willing to like take on your energy, and it's like easier to be with them than it is for you to be by yourself?
So I would have to be willing to leave my space now, my comfort zone, right?
But you know what? Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
I feel like from what we've talked about, and just like even what you're saying today, like, and I know you won't agree, but me and you are similar in the way, like, taking other people's energy on and, like, being empathetic. We have just decided to go different ways.
I would say we're the same. The only difference is you give your praises to God, where I give everything to me. Like, I think...
But even that aside, in terms of, like, where we've... Because you see how you said, I said, I'm not scared to get hurt. You know what I mean? Whereas you're like, you know what? I'm not giving myself to anybody to give them to the power to hurt me.
Chance, no. You're not getting that opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah. But what I'm saying is we both are like, we're both coming from the same place, but going in different directions with it. You get what I'm saying? Like in terms of like your upbringing, like we know how Ghanaian parents are. We know that they have, like we've said before, like they want to live through you. Anything that they didn't get to do, they want you to do it for them.
I had to have that conversation.
You know what
with
I
my
mean?
mom,
In terms of like not being questioning things, you can't ask why. Like even till this day, when my mom tells me something, I say why. They'll be like, "What do you mean why?" I'm like,
respect.
I'm literally a woman. Like I'm like me and you. Like there's nothing that you can do I can't do. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I can vote, you can vote. Like we're the same, but like
you
still
think you've grown wings.
Exactly. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Like So it's like, I feel like we have a lot of similarities in that way. And I know you, as much as you want to say, I know you're an emotional person.
I am,
and
100%.
I know you
but
care
that's why
about
my
people
wall
a
is
lot.
up, because I'm very emotional.
But for that, your wall is up, right? And the same way how you asked me, are you changing yourself? I feel like you have changed yourself.
I have, 100. I'm still changing myself.
Yeah.
Hell, I could come to this podcast tomorrow and have different perspective. I'm going to go to sleep, wake up and be a brand new person. I wake up a different person every day. This is why I can't commit to shit. Because
but it's like, good that you know that about yourself, because 100%. a lot of people don't know that about themselves, and because society is telling them they have to do this, don't do it.
That's 90% men. Yeah. How many men have committed to you? In your head, the relationship that you've been in, it's just you.
It's facts. A lot of
commitment
is
so huge. I feel like we downplay that word. When you're committed to something, you owe. What the cap? You have like you're obliged to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot. That is a lot. Commitment. Hey, I'm scared. Yeah, I can't, because I don't know what I'm gonna wake up and do. I want to be free.
Yeah,
I like. That's the beautiful thing about life: being able to do whatever you want to do with no limits.
But I think for people that do want a partner, I think their thought process is, yes, I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do without limits, and this person is gonna be by my side supporting me.
That's fine.
And then in return, you also do the same for the person. Like, even let's take out romantic relationships. Let's think about friendships, right? Like, I've had friends since I was like 7 years old that are still my friends, right? And like, unless they're like really doing something really crazy that's detrimental to themselves or people around them, there's not many things they could tell me that they're gonna do that I wouldn't support them in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna whether like I'm different from a lot of my friends. Like, I'm the only African one. I'm the only Ghanaian one. Like, there's a lot of things about me that's different than my friends.
See, that's what I struggle with.
So there's things that when they're doing, I'm like, I wouldn't do that, but I love that for them. And I'm sure there's things that when I'm doing, they're like, oh, I wouldn't do that, but I love that for her.
So why do you surround yourself with such people if you wouldn't do the things that they do? Or they
no, but it's not negative things. It's just something I wouldn't do. Like, let's even break it down to just simply wearing clothes. Like, there's a lot of things that people wear that I wouldn't wear. But when they wear it, it looks nice on them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not anything negative. It's just not for me.
Not for you. Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't think you have to be, but when it comes to like morals, I do think you have to be like-minded in that way in terms of like what you will like do or won't do as a person, like morally. But when it comes to like, oh, what type of music you like or what type of clothes you wear, I don't think you have to be exactly the same with somebody to be in relationship with them, whether it's platonic or whatever.
But I feel like morally, like, we women, we're not really, like, when we talk about morals, like, we don't really check our friends when they do, like, when they don't have good morals, or like when
I don't experience that. I feel like I do.
Yeah, I feel like I do too.
I feel like there's no accountability when it comes to like women friend group, because I've had friends complain to me and said that, oh, you're too brutally honest, or like you're too like straight to the point, because it's like they'll probably tell me a problem or whatever, and I'll be like, okay, but how did you end up in this, or like how did we get it? And what I notice is most women are looking for sympathy. Like, it's not really a solution. Like, they know what to do,
just they're not doing
it. They're not doing it, and like they want to talk about it.
Their side.
Right. And it's like, I struggle with that, because it's like,
you want to be honest and let them know where they're going wrong.
I'll say from my experience, like I said, like, you guys know I have a big friend group, right? So like, for me, we always joke about this, like, you know who to go to for what you're looking for. Like, if I want tough love, or if I want a solution, I know one friend, she's gonna tell me the truth regardless. If I, like Rhonda, she always says, like, when something first happens and you feel raw about it, she's gonna go to Malika, because Malika is that like soft, like, oh my gosh, like, let you talk. I'm like in the middle. I will listen to you talk, I'll let you cry, wipe your tears, and then I'll cuss you. Michaela, she'll be like, why would you do that? I told you not to do that. You knew you weren't supposed to do that. She's not gonna. So you go to who you're ready for. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't experience that. I have friends that are different. You know what I mean? So I don't know still. And I feel like that's for me, I feel like God did not create us to be alone. Like, there's something to learn from everybody. Even if it's learning what you're doing, I'm not gonna do that.
No, what you said before, obviously you can learn from people, but the sentence you said before that, I don't agree.
That what? We weren't created to be alone?
Yeah.
I don't think we were created to be alone.
Why do you think we were? Do you think we were created to be alone?
If you were here alone, how would you do people?
I didn't come here with someone, and I'm not leaving here with anyone. But in terms of you even learning about yourself as a person, like, don't you think
it's you would other people?
Yeah, exactly.
Queenna, if you were by yourself in a forest, what about them? Who are you gonna talk to?
But how did I end up there by myself?
Queenna, shut up. If you get what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to.
We're supposed to have community in this life.
With people.
Yeah.
Community is good, but like, you can't do it alone.
You can't. How can you have community alone?
You're not hearing what I'm saying. There's a community, right?
Yeah.
But within the community, you still have to be alone, because the community are people that are helping you. Yeah. Right. We're all helping each other. But imagine if we're all alone with our thoughts and we're all helping each other. Why would you need me? Why would I need you?
No, but in the same way that you said, so there's a question Deja asked you earlier, right? Like, what if a person came into your life and they made you feel good or whatever, right? And you said you would identify.
More than I make myself feel good?
Listen, you said you would identify what about them makes you feel that way, and you would give it to yourself, right? Even in that way, you're still needing people because you're learning something that makes you feel good, and you're
but these are
giving it to
people that the
yourself.
universe is throwing to me.
But it doesn't
You
matter.
get, like,
You're not by yourself. You still have something
it's a
to
mentality
learn, but you
that
still learn from
by
them.
being in relation with them.
Right,
Exactly.
but I'm still alone.
Yes,
you get what I'm
at the
saying?
end of the day, when you go to sleep and close your eyes,
Yeah.
whether somebody's
We're
beside you
also
or not,
alone.
you're by yourself.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when I say that we weren't created to be alone, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, you have to be comfortable alone, yes. But in terms of like your interactions, learning, becoming a better person, even you being a hairstylist, are you gonna do your own hair?
No, but it's like, again,
but you're still interacting with somebody. You understand what
I
I'm saying?
interact with people.
Yeah, but you're not created to be alone. I'm not
Well,
saying
if I was like, I'm in the world filled with human beings.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm surrounded with
even
with
like
people.
your mom, like even like as much as you say you don't put your faith in friendships or whatever, like I'm sure you have people, like I think for you, you understand that okay, one day they could do something fucked up.
Let me tell you exactly what it is, right? I feel like once you're born, like your God or like your mom and dad, because you don't know anything, they teach you everything that you need to know. So for me, it's like, once I couldn't get that from the people that brought me into this world, I don't see that anybody could do anything for me. So from young, I've just told myself, you know what, you're in this by yourself, you're alone.
I get that.
And that's what it's been. People come and they go.
Yeah,
I've dated, where are the men that I dated? Gone. You get what I'm saying? I had friends, gone. There's still people that are maybe like around or whatever, but realistically, it's just me. You know, I'll have to start something for people to support, but if I don't start it, nobody, you get what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I feel like
I get what she's saying. Sorry to interrupt you, but do you also think that that mindset is keeping people away? Because like, if I'm your friend, like if I'm in my head, I'm like, me and Queen are friends, right? And then I'm hearing you say these things.
Saying what?
Like, oh, I'm by myself. Like, people come, people go. Like, I don't really attach myself to people or whatever, right?
All my friends
don't you
know
think,
this.
I know they know this, but don't you think that in their head, they're not gonna be as close to you as they could?
Like, it's preventing them from getting closer to you.
I don't want
also
anybody to
protect
get
themselves.
close. I don't want anybody to get close to me. I feel like you guys.
I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice at a point.
How? How is that a disservice?
Because your whole point, you have this mindset based off of experience. Right? So I feel like by having that mindset, you're making yourself, you're perpetuating that experience for yourself. Because
I'm creating my own world.
I know, but somebody who actually is not going to leave. Let's say, I know you don't believe that, but let's say.
Believe what?
That like people can stay around and whatever, right? Like, let's say somebody is like, you know what, I'm down for Queenna, and they're genuine.
They haven't shown you otherwise.
Just put your mind there for 1 second.
They haven't shown you that they're gonna leave. Otherwise,
just put your mind there for 1 second. That person's down for you, right? They're like, I like Queenna, I love Queenna, I fuck with her, I'm down for her, like whatever.
And they have never shown you that they're going to leave ever,
right?
Why?
What do you mean why?
Like, why?
Like, I feel like even saying this, you're like, this is icky. Like, this is just too much. Like, what are you doing for yourself? About this.
Like, you wanna be there for me. Like, who's there for you? Because it won't be me. Like, I'm there for me.
That doesn't negate the fact that they're there for themselves, though. It doesn't at all.
But I'm okay, is what I'm saying. You don't have to be there.
What if they want to, though?
You can do whatever you want to do. But I don't attach myself to nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I'm asking you if you can acknowledge the fact that you could potentially be doing yourself a disservice. Because like I said, what you're saying,
what am I disservicing myself from?
You're disservicing yourself a genuine connection with the person who's going to be down for you.
What if I'm not ready for that genuine connection? What
but
if
you're
I have
not ready
too much
because
going
of your
on?
past experiences.
No, I have too much. I just sat here and said I have too much going on in my life. I have a lot to work on in my life. I can't allow the outside to come into my life, because then that means I have to worry about you. I need to worry about me
right now.
Like, so many people love me. It's like, okay, cool. Keep that love.
Okay.
Right. And this is not to be mean or anything,
I get you.
but it's like, I'm not ready for it. Like, and you're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know how to love you, like, how can I give you something that I'm still searching myself? Like, I'm still working on myself as a person.
Yeah. That's fair.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot that I can't take on. The most I can is my clients and the moments. that we live in.
Yeah.
Besides that, I cannot do it. I know what I can take and what I cannot take.
Yeah. Okay.
Some guy said to me, "Yo, just allow me to love you." I'm like, bro, I am so sorry. Like,
God, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I'm busy. I'm busy. Yeah, I'm busy. Like the inner work is a lot. It's a lot of work. Like I can hurt people if I was to decide to commit to people or be close.
Yeah, I get
100%.
And that's not what you want to do.
I don't want that. I have a very inviting energy. Like you see me first and it's like, oh, she's a nice person. Like, great. But I'm dealing with a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? And I can only be nice because of the things that I've been through. But don't get carried away. Like I'm not gonna, I would disappear one day, literally. Yeah. I would not be here forever. I'm not the friend that you do not rely on me. Yeah. No. And this is why I don't want to have kids, because I don't even want kids. Yeah. You know how much, like, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, and they're relying heavily on you. Yeah.
I think my mom still hates me because I'm not going anywhere. If you want me to move out, you're going to have to give me money to move out. You brought me here. I didn't ask to be here. You have to take care of the people you bring into this world. And if I'm seeing these things, I've seen my mom, my friends, everybody with kids are struggling. Every single buddy.
Having kids is hard.
I've learned. I have learned. So I know what I want. Yeah. I think maybe that's the problem. Because I know what I want and I won't settle, or I wouldn't go for something that I know I still have a lot to work on as a person. So that's please, y'all let me work on myself.
And then you can invite somebody in.
And then, right. Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, guys.
So,
this is fun.
This was fun. I love hearing your perspective. I feel like I've never heard this perspective before. Yeah. You sound very, have you heard about like attachment styles? Like anxious, avoidant.
I would say avoidant.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, avoidant to the max.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Because remember, the minute a client sits in my chair, I have like 2-3 hours with them. Yeah. And that's me hearing about their life, being whatever it is. And I enjoy doing that. After I close from the shop, I just want to go to my bed and think about me. Yeah. Do you get it? Maybe if I didn't have this job, I would be more like...
You feel like it's mentally taxing.
I would even say taxing because I love talking to my client. Maybe it's men. Oh. Maybe it's men. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we usually, at the end of the episode, tell people what we wish for them for the next like week or whatever. So I'll let you say
wishes.
Like, for example, like I'll say like everybody, like if you've been procrastinating, like, you know, do that task, something
like a message, like a
little message, like a takeaway.
A takeaway.
Like a quick little. What do you want people to take away?
I want people to live in the moment.
Okay.
Live in the moment. That's all you got.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got to enjoy the moment. Be present. I don't know what the future or the past, but live
in the moment.
In the moment.
That's a word.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so this has been your girl Himati
and Dej
and
Queen.
And this is
Dark and Lovely Pod. Bye, guys.
Later.